So before we got to talk about classes of care and everything that went into it, and now we get to share about what the payoff is, all the good stuff. So you get this little bundle of joy. Before you saw her in there, and now she's here, and she's free in the world, and
I always envisioned giving birth in water. Someplace dark and quiet was what I had envisioned, and I knew from the get-go that a hospital wasn't where I wanted to be. Is that okay to say? Did you?
And I was just along for the ride. So whatever this one was wanting, but I think it's amazing the way that it was set up and done. It was just such an incredible experience. So if I was capable of giving birth, I would want it exactly how she did it. So.
And the birth center where we went just happened to have a room called the Moon Room, where it had 0 windows and it was all candlelight lighting. So it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted to have.
Big tub.
And a big tub, yeah.
The bed, the bathroom, everything. Like it was great. It was like being at home.
Mm-hmm.
It was so nice that you could also get to go home like just a few hours later if everything went smoothly.
So I was 2 days late from my guest date, and I was going out to dinner with a friend, and as soon as we were getting in the car to go home, I started feeling, wasn't a gush, but it was definitely a strong trickle, and just from where we were eating all the way home, it just kept trickling in her car. I felt really bad because my water broke in her car. And then we got home, and that was about 8 p.m. And that was it. I didn't feel anything. And so I called him. He was at the beach and watching the sunset, his last happy sunset. And and I said, hey, just so you know, my water broke, might want to get home. And then nothing. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch a movie or just take something off my mind of this. And I think we started watching some Netflix then. About 10 o'clock, I told him, you know what, you should probably go to sleep because this could be a long night. And by that point, we had already called the midwife and the doula just to give them the heads up that, hey, my water broke, but nothing else is happening, so we'll just let you know how it goes. And so he went to bed, and I was too anxious to go to sleep because I knew something was going to happen. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. And about 10:30, 11, it started really ramping up, just those period cramping feelings. And so I just did what felt good to me, and at that moment, being down on the hardwood floor on all fours felt good to me. So that's exactly what I did, and I remember I was trying to count my surges, but I felt like I wasn't doing them correctly because they were consistent, and I thought there's no way that I'm having back-to-back surges right now. It's just not possible. But finally, it was about 12:30 where I was like, okay, no, this is happening. It's happening now. I went and got Blake and I said, wake up, I need help. And as soon as I said that, he came out, and I immediately had to get back down on all fours because I was having another surge, and I just started throwing up. I threw up all of my dinner, and that's when I said, call the doula, call the midwife, the baby's coming, this is happening. And so after he called them and the doula said she was on her way to our house. Yeah, we started a bath for us. And our doula got here pretty quickly, and as soon as she saw me, she knew, oh yeah, this baby's coming now. And she started counting the surges for me, because at that point it was really hard for me to concentrate. And we got on the phone with the midwife. She's having back-to-back surges that are about a minute long and about a minute apart, and I think that she'd be a lot more comfortable if she was in the big bath at the birth center. So hopefully we can get going here soon. And at that point it was about 1:30, and I said we'll be there at 2 because I knew exactly how long it would take us to get there. And as soon as we were all ready and set to go, I remember Rosie, our doula, was saying, let me know if you need to poop. And at that moment I was like, I do need to poop. And so I knew that was my body telling me I need to start pushing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have this baby in the car. And I was a little worried about getting in the car because I've heard stories about how your labor can actually stop when you move from place to place, or if you don't feel comfortable or safe in a certain place anymore. And I really didn't want that to happen, but it definitely did not stop. It just kept going and getting stronger.
And my driving put you at ease, probably.
Yeah, his driving was impeccable. And we got to the birth center right at about 2:03. I remember looking at the clock. I walked butt naked from the parking lot to the birth center. Like, I don't care who sees me right now. I'm having my baby.
Yeah.
And I walked right in, and our midwife tried to check me, and I was completely ready to go. And so she had already had the bath running for me at that point. So we went in and I labored in a bunch of different positions that felt good to me. I was down on all fours for a long time. I squatted on the toilet for a while. I was up and down in the bathtub. Lots of squats that day. And so we got there at 2, and she was born at 5:30 a.m. and she was born in the water, in the bathtub there, which was exactly what I had envisioned and what I'd always wanted for her.
I got to help catch her.
And Blake got to help catch her, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, we did skin to skin right away. And we had a short cord, so she only came up to about right here on me, but that was okay. It was perfect. It was very fast, but it was everything that I wanted it to be. The surges were intense, for lack of a better word. It felt like that feeling that you have when you throw up and you're like, oh, I don't want to throw up, but as soon as you do, you're like, oh, that feels so much better. That's what it felt like. My vagina needed to throw up, and as soon as I did, it felt so much better. But I remember being in the thick of it and being down on all fours on the ground, and I was in the middle of a contraction. I'm pretty sure I was screaming or grunting, one of the two. And I remember thinking, why don't all women do this? It would be so great if more women did this. Like, yes, it's not fun, but this is so awesome, and I'm doing it. And that was the middle of a surge, and it just hit. Yeah, I was just so thankful that this was the route that I took, and I just really wish that more women would take the same route.
I was just amazed that she was doing what she was doing and bringing our daughter, into the world. And this one, she doesn't like to be touched, so you really I had to just whatever I could do to be there for her, bring water and just be on standby, and anything I could do to be there for her and support her in it. When she was coming out, well, at one point the midwife wanted to check her again and had her on the bed, and Caroline was
I asked to be checked.
She asked to be checked, and she had just come from the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And she checked, and real quick, and Caroline was like, no, it hurts. Lying down hurt her, and
lying down on your back really hurts.
But when that one brief moment when she was checking, you could see her hair. All this hair was coming out of Caroline's vagina. It was crazy. And then it was like, it's go time. She's right there.